If you're watching this and you're in the market to hire new talent, there's a pretty good possibility that you are also wasting a lot of time and money to get those hires. How? Well, unfortunately, probably in several ways. But today I want to focus on one area in particular. Because when it comes to job hiring, and driver recruiting especially, a huge percentage of the leads come in the form of calls. Now, just how big of a percentage will vary depending on the industry itself, but overall, phone calls make up a massive piece of the pie when it comes to the leads for recruiting and talent acquisition. So, if you're not getting the most out of your calls, you're throwing your money away. And that begs the question, what can you do to improve your performance on those calls? Well, it's 2025. What else could you do? Harness the power of AI. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Recruiting Roundup. We're back every month with another look at a different recruiting or talent acquisition topic. If you're new to the show and that sounds like something you'd be into, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We've got episodes covering a whole host of different topics, and they're all together for you on the Recruiting Roundup playlist, which is over on our YouTube channel. You can also find all of our video content over at randallreilly.com, which also has written content and more information on all kinds of stuff about our company. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get back to the topic at hand. In a perfect world, you'd be able to get every call you generate, and your recruiting team would be doing a phenomenal job fielding those incoming calls. But let's be honest, we're not in a perfect world. You're going to miss calls, and even when you do get a quality prospect on the phone, your team is, well, it's not always going to hit it out of the park. And every missed call or just plain bad phone interaction is wasted money. And we, of course, want to avoid that. So you need to improve where you can and make the most out of each and every opportunity you have. So let's just go ahead and put those missed calls aside and focus on just the calls you are able to get to. The missed calls are a whole nother can of worms, and maybe we'll cover that in a different episode a little down the line. But if that is somewhere where you are really struggling, you could try and have someone step in and help field those calls. Our Randall Reilly RPO team can help with that if you like. I'll leave a link for you down below. But now let's get back to the calls themselves. How effective is your recruiting team at converting those calls and leads into hires? Better question, do you even have an accurate picture of how your calls are going? Are there trends or areas that you need to improve in? How would you even know? Well, by listening to the calls, of course. However, many supervisors out there just don't have the time to sit down and listen to the calls and give them their full attention, which ultimately is what needs to happen to truly get down to the bottom of why your recruiting calls are succeeding or failing. And even those that do find the time to listen to at least some of the calls can find it difficult to pinpoint the areas that need improvement. After all, every call is different and there's really no one-size-fits-all solution, so it can be really hard to wrap your head around finding the right solutions and approaches for each different call. Does any of this sound familiar? I would venture to guess that there are at least a handful of you out there right now just nodding along and asking, so what's the answer? How can we get better? Well, I told you way back at the top of the show. You remember? AI. We are at a place in history where technology is a huge part of everything we do and our everyday lives. And AI is just the latest innovation in a long line of innovations that are here to make life just a little bit easier. And when companies from every single facet of the business world are employing AI, if you're not harnessing the tech and moving forward, you're falling behind.
If you ain't first, you're last,
Now, honestly, it seems like everywhere you turn today, we're hearing about AI or seeing some company advertise some new product with a slogan that ends with powered by AI or now featuring AI or something like that. And some of that is just because AI is the new trendy thing and marketers are always looking for a hook to get you interested in their products. I mean, how much can AI really improve a Wendy's drive-thru experience? Yes, that is a real thing happening right now. But AI can really be super helpful in certain areas. And luckily for you, phone calls are just such an area. You see, AI can help take a lot of the guesswork and uncertainty out of those phone calls. Let's say you have 5 recruiters working the phones. You have 1 superstar, 3 that are kind of average, and just 1 that brings up the rear. What sets that superstar apart? Is it just their conversational skills? Is it the length of time that they spend on a call? Or is it something different like just the information that they share? Do they even share the same information on every call? Or is it different every time? Is it in the same or different order? Is every single call totally different?
Would be no way of knowing.
If you don't know what makes them successful, you can't elevate your other team members by improving their game. And that's where AI can be extremely useful. It can listen to and analyze phone calls and break down exactly what happened. At a glance, you can view not only surface metrics like call times, but you can dive deeper and identify trends or patterns within the calls themselves to help you create training programs for your team to equip them with the skills they need to address specific areas. And with that information, you can look for key differences between your recruiters and figure out why that superstar is a superstar to begin with. Once you know what is setting them apart, you can work to help your other team members alter their approach and get better. Basically, AI can help break down all the bits and pieces that go into phone calls and quantify them in a way that can help you better understand what's happening on calls so that you can improve. And all without you actually having to sit down and listen to every single second of every single call. Not that you still couldn't do that if you wanted to. If you find yourself dazed and confused and not sure where to start on this journey, I've got some good news.
This had better be good!
The valuable insights and data points you need can be found within the call disposition report. Using the power of AI, it can do everything I just went over and more. The CDR gives you the power to track, record, and analyze all of those so-valuable phone calls. And using it, you can sort by phone call duration, get more consistent with standardized call categories, get stats for individual recruiters. Heck, you can even narrow down who your top competition is by seeing which competitors are mentioned or talked about the most on your phone calls. It's basically a cheat code to get the absolute most out of your calls. And who doesn't love a good cheat code? If you want to learn more about the call disposition report, or you would like to talk to someone on our team to see how it could improve your calls, I'll leave a link down below. But whether the CDR interests you or not, you should absolutely do all you can to improve your recruiting calls to get the most out of them. Because ultimately, why wouldn't you? You already paid for them. You may as well get the qualified hires you need too. And that's going to do it for this episode of the Recruiting Roundup. We'll be back next month with another topic. But if you just can't wait until then, you can check out all of our past episodes or check out some of our other shows like Digging Deeper or Listening In. If this particular topic was interesting to you, I'd highly recommend Listening In, which focuses on listening in to phone calls. Until next time, thanks for watching.
We don't really know where the world is gonna go, but now everybody knows that you can't stop it.